Hallo meine Freunde, I'm Tatiana, ich bin Tatiana, and this is my German for you. So today we're going to talk about two very important verbs in the German language. Without knowing these verbs, you wouldn't be able to make any sentence. Guess what they are? What are these verbs? I assume we like to talk about ourselves, or our friends, or our family, the way we are, or what we have. So therefore, of course, these two important verbs are going to be or to have in English. So, and the second very important verb, as I already said, is to have, or is it haben in German? So have you ever noticed that in English language, the verb to be has a lot of forms and they are all different. So if you say I am, it doesn't sound like to be. If you say you were, it doesn't sound like to be. Or if you say he is, it doesn't sound like to be either. It's a very weird verb, but it's a very essential verb. So the same situation in German. Sein is very, very irregular. So my friends, please, just memorize it. There's no other way to deal with this. Another question. What do we need to conjugate our verbs? We already talked about it. Can anybody answer my question? Right. Personal pronouns. We need personal pronouns. Without them, we cannot conjugate our verbs. Let's review them quickly in German. Today, I'm not going to write down the English translation, but I can just say it quickly in English. So, ich, which means I, exactly. Du, which means you, informal you, singular form. Good. Er, which means he or something masculine. We also talked about it. Sie, she, a girl or a woman or anything which is feminine. And es, which is very close to the English it. So these are our singular forms, and we also have plural forms. So they're going to be wir, which is easy, we, ihr, which means you all, plural you. And we also have sie, which is tricky. We talked about it. But in this situation, sie means they. It's the plural form. And we have another extra z, which should always be capitalized, which means you, formal. When you talk to a stranger, to an older person, to a professor, or basically anybody you don't know well, you have no reason to use this informal do. So our verb is always connected to our pronouns. Now you know the pronouns, you remember them. Let's go, let's conjugate it. So, ich bin, which means, correct, I am. Du bist, you are, good. So these three pronouns, they always have the same form, not just this verb, any verb. The same form, ist, and everybody can notice it's very close to the English is, like he is, she is, we say er, sie, es, ist. Good. The next form is wir sind, wir sind, good, we are, ihr seid, you are, you all are, and sie sind, which means in these situations means they are. And here actually you can see the difference. If you have a sentence which says sie ist, or you have a sentence which says sie sind, you can clearly say that sie means she and this sie means they. Very good. And the last one, sie, is always easy because it always takes the same form. It is always sind, but it's not capitalized, of course. So, which means you, formal you are. I think we are good. So let's review it quickly. Ich bin, du bist, sie, es ist, wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind, and extra sie sind. Very good. I hope you're going to learn it, and I hope you're going to memorize it quickly. And today our next essential verb, haben, which means to have, haben. It is also a little bit irregular, but it's not that bad. It's not like sein. It's going to be way easier. So that's why let's write down the forms. Follow me, please. Ich habe. Ich habe. I have. Du hast. You, singular, you have. Sie, es hat. So we know it's always one form for three pronouns. He, she, it, has, hat. And plural forms. Wir haben. We have. Ihr habt. You all have. And sie, or this z capitalized, it's also same form, haben. Here we go. It's not that complicated. As you see, you need to memorize few forms. But if you pay attention to this table again, you will clearly see that wir, this pronoun, sie and sie, they always take the first form, or we also call it infinitive form, zero form, whatever you like better. It's going to be with every verb. So it's easy. Yeah, you don't need to conjugate anything. Well, I hope you're good. You're still following me. So what else we're going to do today? As I said, the verbs help us to form sentences. So let's practice some sentences. I think you are able to do it. For example, I'm going to say, she is Lisa. Help me to translate. Let's do it together. She, so which pronoun should I take? This one, right? Sie. And at the beginning of the sentence, of course, it's capitalized, sie. Then I have to take this form, ist. And then I say Lisa. And here we go, it's easy. Or for instance, I'm going to ask, are you my friend? So it's a little bit more complicated, but no fears. Let's try to do it together. Are you my friend? So in English we start with the verb. We're going to do the same thing with German. And so let's start with bist. Bist. So we put the verb first, then we say you, informal du. My friend, I'll help you a little bit. We didn't learn it yet, but it's very similar to English. Mine, my, and friend is also very similar. Freund. And don't forget the question mark. So we made two very proper sentences already. Let's try something with haben. Okay, for example, I'm saying in English that we have money. Great, we have money. Okay, let's try to do it in German. So, we take the pronoun wir, haben. And if you want to know how to say money, just use the dictionary, it's easy. So it's going to be Geld. Geld. Wir haben Geld. Or, for example, I'm saying I have time. I'm going to say I have time. It's also easy. So let's start with ich. Ich. And you remember, ich is never capitalized. It's a big sin. It's bad manner if you do it. But at the beginning of the sentence, of course, it's okay. Habe. Ich habe. And then we use the dictionary and we see that time means Zeit. Ich habe Zeit. So now you know two very essential verbs and you know how to make sentences and you can practice to make sentences. I'm encouraging you, practice to make sentences, make a bunch of them. And stay with us. In the next part we are going to talk about more regular verbs and believe me, it's going to be way easier. So, and now, tschüss, meine Freunde.